Hey everyone, Micah here with Electric, and today we're reviewing the G-Force ZM electric bike. This thing might look like a motorcycle, but it's really an electric bicycle. Sort of. Let's check it out. Powerful moped-style e-bikes go, this one is definitely more on the motorcycle end of the spectrum than the pure e-bike end. Yeah, it's a Class 3 e-bike, it's legally an electric bicycle, but come on, look at it. This is a straight-up moped in every sense of the word. With a 750-watt Bafang motor in the rear that puts out 1,300 watts of peak power, this thing is ready for some serious cruising. It'll top out at 28 miles per hour or 45 kilometers per hour, giving you as much speed as is legally allowed under US e-bike regulations. There are pedals, and you could pedal it if you wanted, but it's not going to be a very good pedaling ride. The long bench seat is not adjustable, and so you kind of have to adjust your seating position to get a good pedal stroke. And Lord help you if you ever had to pedal this 85-pound bike with a dead battery. Fortunately, that battery comes in a huge 48V 40Ah option, so you should have plenty of range. There's a smaller 13Ah battery option too, but the $1,899 price for the smaller battery version only saves you $100 over the 50% larger battery, so who wouldn't upgrade? They say you'll get 60 miles of range, but that's laughably overrated. If you're going pretty throttle heavy, just over half of that figure is a pretty reasonable estimate. Even if they fibbed a bit on the real-world range though, the rest of the bike is pretty solid. You get full suspension with a dual-crown suspension fork up front and a rear shock and back that is partially hidden by shrouding around the seat that lends it even more support for that motorcycle feel. The bike is rated for riders up to 400 pounds or 181 kilos, but I don't know how that suspension would feel at that weight. I'm about $150 myself and it feels good for me, but heavier riders might want to crank up the preload on that front fork. The rear suspension is not adjustable, so that's what you see is what you get kind of scenario. Other nice parts on the bike include an attractive color LCD screen that's big and readable, even if it doesn't pick up quite as well on my just-mounted camera during riding shots, plus a nice long bench seat for a comfy ride, a 7-speed shifter with enough gears on back to give you some hope if you ever had to pedal it up a slight hill, and I even like that motorcycle tank styling for the battery, though I'm sure I'm going to get a lesson in the comments section about center of mass, yada yada yada. 3 areas I would have liked to have seen improved are all related to utility. For one, the 20-inch mag wheels are a great size, but they put these knobby tires on them, which seems odd to me for a bike that is probably going to be used almost entirely on the street. I'd rather have a good set of street tires, though you can always swap those out yourself. Next, the 160mm disc brake rotors seem a bit small, and for a heavy bike like this, I'd prefer to see larger rotors that can better withstand repeated braking from high speeds. And lastly, I would have liked to have seen some included passenger foot pegs, so I could make full use of that bench seat for another rider. But even with these complaints, the bike feels like a fun and nimble ride, with enough power and battery capacity to keep me entertained. It's reasonably priced, especially compared to a full suspension Super 73 or other moped-style e-bike, and I even enjoy the styling, even if it's admittedly not going to be the best pedaler. As far as moped-style e-bikes go, the Z-Force GM feels like a solid addition to the market. Thanks for watching, everyone. We hope you enjoyed that review of the G-Force ZM Fat Tire electric bike. If you did, why don't you give this video a thumbs up? And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any of our future electric vehicle